Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. This episode is going to go over different types of backpacks that you can use. Again, everything is just suggestible. It's not, I say you got to have it or should have or whatever. It's more or less you as a person, what you want to have. There's different things, of course. We're going to start off with this first backpack right here. This is just a, regular basic backpack. Nothing special about it. They do have some MOLLE straps right here that you can attach to. A couple of them. There's about 4 of them right here. It does have 2 pockets right here. On each side, one there. One right here. It does have a lot of space. It's got you got 2 small pockets right here in front that you can use for whatever, small snacks, anything like that. The smaller one you can use, like in here right now, is just a bottle of Purell. That's all it is. Some hand sanitizer. You can turn this into a just-in-case bag, a regular bug-out bag, something small, nothing too big, something that you're comfortable with. They got 2 main pockets here. Got this one here for a main pocket, and a bigger main pocket right here. Now this one here's got some stuff in it. It was a more or less of a practice, maybe so, backpack. But I've turned this into your, if you were to get a backpack like this, it'd be a good, just in case, or a JIC, or, an EDC, per se. It's something small. You can put it in your car, your truck, or whatever vehicle you've got. You could just put it in your vehicle, in the trunk, behind your seats, however you want to do it. This one here, it's simple, nothing too complicated. It'd be good for a quick grab and go. Like I said, it'd be a good, JIC or EDC or a bug out bag, however you want to do it. We've got 3 different sizes. The next one, guys, is more or less of a medium-sized bag. Now this one here, since it's more or less of a mountain climbing backpack, it does have hip straps, more or less waist, or however you want to put it, straps, goes around your waist. That does come in handy. It does have a chest strap, or a chest clip, for after you put it on. Now this one here, it has a little whistle to it, right there. Got a little whistle right there. Now you can, you use this again. It's, you can use it for your bug out bag, whatever you're comfortable with now. So it's also got, 2 little pockets right here on the waist straps. One there, and one right there. It does have a lot of MOLLE straps to it. Well, not a lot, but a few. More or less on the right here on the shoulder straps. Got one right there. Got one there, one there, one there. There's a cross strap right here. It does wonders, really, when it comes to backpacking, or just a trail pack, or however you want to do it, track pack. It does have more options for storage. It has one right here. Let me undo these clips. It helps to have the clips to it, or on it. Has one right here. Real quick, easy access. Something quicker than trying to put your backpack down, going for the main pack, the main portion of your backpack. if at any time you get like some Trek poles, that's what they call Trek poles, you put them right here. That's what these are for. Little loops. Got one there, one right there. They're just Trek poles that you put on there. Like I said, it has a lot of clips. It's got a clip on each side for these pockets over here on the side. Again, 2 side pockets right here. But these are be good right here. This is what your main compartment right here, guys. Main compartment. Look at that. Look at all that space. It's all the way down here. So it does have a big main compartment. Again, if you're comfortable with, you know, a little bit of weight on your back, not a lot. There's another little pocket right there. Not a lot of weight, but some weight. This would be a good backpack for you, especially if you have, you know, like a lot of gear to throw in. If you're using it for, you know, scavenging in general, altogether, it'd be a good backpack. The smaller one is best for, you know, quick get outs, grab and goes, stuff like that. You can't get a whole lot of gear in it. That's more or less of, you know, a solo bag. This is more or less for like a person that has, you know, a couple, you know, of people in them. Like for instance, me and Mrs. Robin Hood. This would be perfect for us. This is what I wouldn't carry. This is not my bag. This is Mrs. Robin Hood's bag. But this here, it is good to have. Now these little clips right here that you see, this backpack actually came with a smaller backpack. Mrs. Robin Hood uses that for first aid, and it's here lately she's been using it for in the car. Something very small. It's got a little, normally has a box. I'm going to show you the box here in a little bit that normally is in it. These little guys right here are for your Trek poles that go down here. So these little loops right here. You put your Trek pole in, you let the Trek pole sit at the bottom. A little point at the bottom that has a little disc at it. You let it sit in that, and it holds that there, and you just put that to that. And it tightens it down on the Trek pole. But the little tiny backpack that comes on the front of this thing, again, Mrs. Robin Hood's using that. She uses that in the car. That is our quick grab. If anything happens, that's our JIC bag right there. It'll have a little bit of first aid. It has a little bit of like the. Let me see if I can find one for you guys. It's the emergency food that I showed you in another video. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that, y'all. It has these in it. What's in this little backpack right here, in the tiny one, will end up back in that little one. Most of it will, I should say. But this is what's in that backpack. And we'll go back into it. It does have some gear in it. We'll go over that later. Right now we're just going over different size backpacks that you can get. Now, good option to have now. I'm gonna show you this, because a lot of these types of backpacks have them. This one and the next one I'm going to show you. There's a little secret compartment right here at the bottom, but it's not a compartment for anything. It's only for one thing. It's actually just for the cover for the backpack. That way it'll stay dry. That's what that's for. As you can see, when it comes out, you pull it out, you stretch it over your backpack. The only thing that it leaves out is your straps. That way, all your equipment, if you've got if you've got clothes inside, anything like that, it has it to where it'll stay dry at all times. But other than that, on this one, the only thing that would be the difference, of course, is just the size in general. I think it's like a 40 liter size, I think. It doesn't sound like much. Hang on one second. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's a 40 liter. It's a 35, sorry. My fault. 35 liter. My fault. So it's a small size. It's just, it's like a medium size, I guess you can say. The smaller pack is about a 15-ish liter or so. It's a real small one. If Miss Robin Hood didn't have anything in it, I was going to bring that in here and show it to you guys as well. But for now, we're just doing the regular backpacks. And when I say it's a small backpack, I mean it's a small backpack. If you're not far from home backpack type deal. But that's the medium one, guys. It's not real big. It's a little bit better than the smaller one, but this one here, this is a 60 liter backpack, guys. And most of these are gotten from Walmart. Well, all of them are gotten from Walmart. Now, you may recognize this right here. It's a tarp. This is actually the same tarp that I used in the shelter video, which, by the way, it's up, it's ready to go. So if you want to learn your basic shelter, the A-frame or the lean-to, something quick, easy, get out the rain, get out the weather, stop for the night, don't have to worry about popping up a tent, stuff like that, there you go. Check that video out. This one here, again, it's a 60 liter. Let me find, I think it's underneath the tarp right here. Oh, sorry, 65. You're not going to be able to really see it that well, but it is 65L right here, 65 liter. So it's a lot bigger. It's got a lot more space. This is it's a good hiking backpack. I'll put it that way, guys. Again, same thing. It has the straps, your waist straps, same thing. Got a pocket on each one right here. And I used to use this quite a bit for hiking and stuff like that, because we go collect wood and stuff like that for our heat around here. I did have a lighter, got a lighter, does work still. I'm surprised, to be honest with you. And these guys here, you may know this pretty offhand, pretty quick once I get it out. That right there, it's a hand heater. You put these in your gloves, you can put them in your pocket, however. But you slide them right in there, you can slide them in your pockets, you can slide them inside your gloves. It's like extra heat, other than the insulated gloves that you'll probably end up having. It's got a few little things on it. Other than that, this one too, as well, guys, has a bag cover, just like the red medium one does. But we got a couple little things, like a little multi-tool right here. I'll lay it down so you guys can see. A little multi-tool right here. This, like, again, I use this for backpacking, getting wood, collecting wood. Got a little flashlight. It's really dim, by the way. Got different little D-rings on here. Got a bigger one right here. Now, like I said, I use this for backpacking. So I'm gonna go in here and show you the pockets. There's a pocket. This is a front flap right here, so it's got a pocket on it. I do have some things in here. Like I said, wood collecting. So we got, we went a while back and bought some utensils. Got some thread, needles, glow sticks, by the way, which is a very good thing to have. Yeah, they're 24-hour, but it does help to have glow sticks. We got these at the Dollar Tree a while back, a long while back, but it's good to have. Sorry guys. The glow sticks are great to have. We got 2 of those in here, just something for small, light. Electrical tape, you never know. Now, in here is a trash bag with matches. Got matches inside the trash bag. Again, another little sew kit right here. This thing is older than anything right now. This thing is, that's about 15, well, it's at least 10 years old, I'll put it that way. It's real old. Now, let me get these back in here. That's just the front little flap that is on the front of the backpack, the main flap. Of course, you got a buckle and another buckle to flop that open. Now, comes to the mainer part. This is another little area, little storage area. It's a little mesh place right here. You can do, fit small stuff in it. Nothing too major. Not like I had in there. Got a small little pocket. Does have some stuff in it. And grab all this stuff out of here real quick. Again, things that you've seen before. Life straw. Good thing to have. I'm not saying get one yourself. Don't overdo your budget. Only get one of these when you can. If you can fit it into one of your budget buys for gear, suggest I would. If, let's say, bottled water becomes hard to find, or water in general in a bottle, gallon, anything like that, at least you'll be able to drink from a creek or a little small river. Again, fire starters, it's always good to have. And of course, ponchos, y'all, ponchos. Again, another good thing to have, keeps you out the weather. You might have to trek in the rain, put one of them ponchos on. Get your backpack. This one here has got one of the backpack covers. If you don't have a backpack cover, you can actually make one yourself. It's not hard to make one. In fact, you can make one out of a trash bag. Real simple. Again, the same concept applies. It'll cover your backpack and leave the straps to where you can get to them easier. Now you can you can cut the strap holes if you like. It'll make it difficult to get the trash bag on and off of your backpack, unlike one of these. If you don't have the extra money, by all means, get a trash bag. Do it with a trash bag. Makes things a little bit simpler and easier. Okay. Now, moving down to the next one. Now this one here actually makes it to where you can get to the main pocket on the top, but from the front. Like right now, I'm in the main pocket right now. I've got a few things in here. I've got some actual winter gear in here. Got a couple pairs of gloves. Nice soft pair. Good pair of gloves right there. Keeps your hands warm. And some insulated gloves you could put in. Well, they're not insulated, but you can use these. When you put these on, you put another pair of gloves on. So I put these on and then put these on top. Real insulation right there. Toboggans. Got a toboggan here. This one here, it's like a toboggan. It's like almost like a hoodie though. It's fleece, so it's real warm. You can tighten it up if you want to. Tighten it around your face. Makes it to where if it's one of them blistering cold days, you can throw that on. Keep the wind out your face and have getting from frostbite and whatnot. One of these is one of them little masks that you just put on. It was when we bought this when COVID was real bad. So we bought that, we used those quite a bit, and now we just use the regular face masks nowadays. So that's what we've been using. But this is what I've got so far. It's not complete, but it's got so far. Again, main pocket. Okay. Now in here, this is where I got the majority of the bigger stuff. Well, the more important stuff. Now we'll go over everything that I've got in here. If you want to know what that rattle is, I will show you real quick. If I can get it out of this pocket. This is kind of an awesome little invention. It's real easy to put together, but first off, this right here is 1100 paracord right here. 1100. Excuse me, y'all. This has been used quite a bit. I've used this to strap down wood. I've used this to pull wood, pull a tree that I've cut down, stuff like that. This is real strong stuff. Got that at Walmart, by the way. A while back, a long while back. This here, it's a portable folding barbecue grill. It's real small. It probably gets no taller than maybe 6 to 8 inches tall. It's real small. I have it in the backpack for literally cooking, just about heating up pots. And if if you come across a place on your trek to find you a place to sleep, and you find yourself, you got some, still got good coolers in it running for some odd reason somehow, grab you some hot dogs, stuff like that, which I doubt it by then. But that goes to the main compartment right here, guys. This is a little bit more to pay for because of what it can offer. The same thing, it's got little track poles. See if I can find the little, there it is. It's got the little track poles, same thing, same concept, guys. You put them in, if they break down, fold them in half, put them in, let them sit right there, tighten it down. Same concept, guys, same concept there, okay? Now, normally, when you get a backpack like this, this thing is going to be full. It'll be full. It does have 2 of these, 2 side pockets for whatever you want. So it's going to be, pretty much out to here and stuff like that, guys. It's going to be puffed up. So, but this can carry more gear, more food. If you have a change of clothes or 2, you can stuff them in here. Again, this has a place where you can put, for me, it's putting a tarp right there on this part. I put a tarp there. You never know when you might need one. Cover, put down on the ground just to sit down if it's wet, something like that. You don't want to get your clothes wet, especially your butt. That gets kind of, if you get your butt wet. But keep going. You got a clip for the main pocket right here that you can undo. You got the string, to tighten the string to get into the main pocket, the top part, that is, and another one to undo to really get into the main pocket. This gets you into the main pocket. This is the main pocket right here, guys. So what I do is I tighten it up. Again, suggestions. And I'll stick it in here. And the same thing with the outer pocket. Tighten it down so the string is not flopping down, and you take the backpack off, it gets you in your way. and then take your clip and clip it together, and that'll keep it in. It's got more to it, yes. Pocket wise, it does have a little bit more to it. Got more room. It does have a lot more features to it, that you can put a hydration pack in the red one and in the blue one, the bigger one, the 65 liter. The 35 liter you could do the same. Most of them either come in 2 liter or 3 liter hydration packs. You can put that in there. Now, most gear that you get, this is the little box I was telling you about in the tiny backpack. Most gear that you get, it's going to be to where it's either going to be small, medium, or large gear, food, water, stuff like that. This has first aid in it. Quite a bit of first aid actually. Different kinds of types of first aid, of health stuff. For instance, I'll give you a perfect example. It's probably going to fall apart on me because it's pretty packed in there. Didn't come apart too bad on me, but it comes with this little guy right here. Ms. Robin Hood's got quite a few things in here. Okay, for instance, up here, it's got some the wet ones, the little wet one wipes. It's got those in there. It's got bandages, gauze, stuff like that in it. More or less the paper end of things on this side. Now it does have alcohol swabs down here. Got a little inhaler, mouth moisturizer, might as well say Neosporin, might as well say, or triple antibiotic, whatever they want to call it anymore. You don't have to get Neosporin. This here is Walmart version Neosporin. She's got some Aquatabs in here, and because she's a diabetic, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to pull it out to you. She has a meter, strips, and a bunch of these little pokey lancettes. Little pokey things. We like to call them pokey things because it's just easier. Again, she's got matches, some fire starting tinder here. And I'll show you about this one right here, this little Zippo thing, in a little bit. Got allergy relief, naproxen sodium. It's kind of like, it's almost like Tylenol or ibuprofen or something like that. Got some heartburn medicine, Zantac 360. It's just a whole slew of things in here that you can do. And it is waterproof, by the way. You close this sucker up, it becomes a waterproof box. So let's say, and you put a D-ring on it if you want to. Let's say you're trekking through a little creek or something, and you come across a deep spot, not realizing it because the creeks are muddy. Well, guess what? Everything you have in here is now waterproof. It's got a waterproof seal around right here where it closes right here. Good thing to have right here, by the way. Great thing to have. Now you all saw this, okay? There's different kinds here. This is for shelters. Got different things that we can use for shelters, by the way. Okay? Let me make sure I got them all. Okay. Oh, here's another one. It's not string, but emergency blankets, guys. Good thing to have. You could buy them at Walmart. You don't have to get these Mayday emergency survival blankets. You can get them at Walmart. I have seen them at one point at the Dollar Tree. You can get them at the Dollar Tree. They're cheap. You get about two or three of them, and you can make yourself a little, small shelter out of just those, even if needed. You can use them, keep them, you bring it all the way out, fold it in half, wrap it around your fire on one side, whichever side is facing you. Put it on the opposite side, that way it reflects the heat back at you. Okay, good thing to have right there, guys. Emergency blankets. If you're got this one at the Dollar Tree. It's not real big. It's good enough for an A-frame, though, I can tell you that. I didn't use it on the video. Sorry, guys. Didn't use it on the video because it wasn't real big and only get one thing out of it. I needed my tarp that I could get and show you two types of shelters. Emergency shelters, I'll put it that way. But as you saw, I used this paracord, the regular 25 feet 550 paracord for the shelter. Now you have options. It's more than just paracord. Okay, you don't have to buy a paracord. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself some twine. If you have a Hobby Lobby, you can go get you a big ball of twine, of hemp twine. That's what this is right here. This is hemp twine. Now this stuff here, I used to make necklaces with, and it held up pretty good. It's not waterproof, but it does take on some damage. I'll put it that way. It will take on some damage. You let it dry, you keep using it, keep using it, and keep using it. A lot of people use the poly braided stuff, which is this right here. Now guys, poly braided is good, but as you can see on the ends right here, it tends to fray pretty quick. Okay, at least with paracord or twine, it doesn't take much. This here, I can melt this right here down. Each one of these little spots right here, I can melt this down to the end, and it'll look like this right here, sealed up, not coming apart. Okay guys, twine you can't do that with, but twine will last a little bit longer than the poly braided stuff. But a lot of this stuff is coated. It's mostly coated in wax, so it will last a little bit for weather-wise, rain and stuff like that. As you can tell, the little shine that you see right there, if you can see it, I'm not sure if you can, but that shine is wax. It's got a thin coat of wax on it that can be used. Now this right here, these two right here are pretty good. Again, same thing. I've used both of these before for almost the same purpose as the 1100 paracord. Now when it comes to good shelters and stuff like that, that's up to you as an individual. The only thing I did was a video on pretty much emergency shelters, I guess you can say, of an A-frame and a lean-to. It's more or less of a how-to. It's a quick, if you're trekking somewhere through the woods or anything like that, it's a quick setup. Doesn't take much, unless you're wanting to like insulate it a little bit. Then I'd use an emergency blankets. I'd use the emergency blanket underneath the tarp before if you're putting an emergency blanket up there. I'd go ahead, if you're doing a lean-to, I would put up, whether it be paracord, twine, poly rope. If you're going to do one with an emergency blanket underneath, go ahead and string your rope across from tree to tree, because these don't have holes in them, guys. They don't have eyelets like a tarp does right here. They don't have these. Because with a tarp, all you gotta do is tie it right here to this eyelet, tie it to the tree. It makes it simple, okay? But if you're doing an emergency blanket underneath it, kind of trap more heat in you, inside with you, whether it be a lean-to or not. Best thing to do for that, go ahead and stretch your rope from tree to tree. Don't worry about, how much you're using. Try to get as close as you can. That way, sorry guys. That way when you make it, all you gotta do is drape your emergency blanket over the string and then put your tarp on top. Simple, easy, okay? But there are different kind of ropes. Like I said, hemp twine, regular twine even, paracord, poly braided, coated wax, wax coated rope. I mean, there's different kinds out there. You don't have to go for paracord. People go for paracord because it's strong. Now you can get, if your budget is like $200 or even $100 even, you can go online and buy you a spool of paracord. It won't take all $100 now. I'm not saying it will. Okay, I'm saying it's more or less it's cheaper to get it in the spool. Okay, but it is a lot better than twine. It lasts a lot longer than twine or hemp twine or whichever you're fixing to get. Okay, guys. Get this off of here. Now, a lot of these next tools you're gonna have. Not really on your backpack. It's going to be more or less in your pocket or on your waist. Okay, guys? Now, there's different kinds of light that you can do. A lot of people get them fancy flashlights that they can put on their belt with it's got a little sheath that goes, that it goes into. That's great, no. But some of them are real, real bright. And a lot of people can't afford them. I'll put it that way. So there's a few options here. There's the other one that you can do. Now, this big yellow one, I know you watched me, bring that over here. This one I made. I made this. I had an old solar panel that, well, wasn't really being used. It was the light that it was in was broke. That was on was broke. The bulb itself was busted, so I just like, well, I'm gonna try something. And I ended up making a solar panel LED flashlight. Pretty nifty, to be honest with you. It's been a while since it's been in the sun, so it don't work at all. But I did put a little clip on it to hang, just because if you're in a building or if you do get a tent, a little small pop-up tent, you can hang it at least. Now these here, this is just a regular old pin light, guys. Just a regular old pin light. Small, compact. You can clip it to your pocket, your shirt pocket if you got one. If you wear a button-up shirt or wear a polo shirt that's got a pocket or however. Even a regular shirt, regular t-shirt, got a pocket. You put it right in there. Don't have to worry about it. Now this is just a $1 flashlight right here. $1. Walmart. Yes, they're battery powered. Everything's battery powered anymore nowadays. It's AAA. Takes 3 AAA batteries. But it's $1. Can't go wrong. I mean, you can't go wrong with it, really. $1. Can stay pretty bright. It's LED. Looks like it's a 9 LED light. Okay. It's pretty bright, like I said. You can see quite a bit of stuff. It's small, compact. Fits in the palm of your hand like so. Same thing with the pen light. The pen light's real small. See? It's real small stuff. Fits in the palm of your hand. goes in a backpack real nice. You can slide it in. You put it in your glove compartment, your center console in your vehicle, whatever you've got. You can put this somewhere. Trust me. You put a little D-ring on there. You can clip it to your belt loop. Makes it simple, easy. Now this one here, this is a cool little gadget guy right here. You can get these at Harbor Freight right here. I'm not sure if the sale's still going on, but they're $1. Okay. Has a magnet right there and a hook, a rotating hook. Okay. You can hook it or magnetize it, and it is bright, guys. That's that one. That's that end light right here, guys. This is the bigger one. See that? Look how bright that thing is. Okay. Now, another way of light, of course, is fire. Believe it or not, people don't know it, but I've seen a lot of people avoid the subject of it because of how they are now. They're not made like they are used to be anymore. But crowns, believe it or not, they make excellent little candles. Okay. And of course you got your normal, you can get a taper candle or whatever, but my suggestion is crowns. Because, for one, they're small. They're about a little bit shorter probably than this flashlight. Of course, everybody knows what a crown looks like. If you don't, go to the store and look. Please. Crowns, believe it or not, if they're made of wax, are good lights. They are excellent lights. You don't have to do very much. Yeah, they're tiny, they're small, but guess what? It beats having batteries. Having to carry a couple extra batteries because your light's dead. Like this one here. This one here is a chargeable, rechargeable flashlight. And guess what? If the grid goes down or something happens, somebody hits a power station or a power substation, guess what? That ain't worth nothing. The batteries die, guess what? I can't charge it. Unless I get smart and build a solar charger for them. Which eventually I'll probably end up doing anyway. Sooner or later, finding me a solar panel that, the light of it don't work, but the solar panel is perfectly good. Get a solar panel, charge them. Be able to find a charger. Be able to hook it to it, Again, compact guys, compact lights. You can fit them in any backpack. Fit this in your pocket. This one not so much. It's big and bulky. If you got cargo pockets, yeah, you can put this in your cargo pocket. But you can actually just put it in your backpack. If you find a metal surface, you can hook it to the metal surface. Well, I don't magnify. I don't know if you'd be able to see it, but I was going to do a magnetize over here. If you can see it over there, it's pretty much just, you can find a good surface that don't have a lot of holes in it, and be able to magnetize this to the surface, or hook it. Because more or less you'll find a surface that's hookable, be able to hook it on the surface and be able to get some light. Okay. Now, moving on to different might as well say weapons, I guess. You can do weapons, you can use them as utility tools or however. I've got a few options that are again suggestions. Most of the stuff is not going to be on you as a person. It's going to be on your side, on your hip, on your belt, on your backpack, like this. Believe it or not, this is if you've watched the shelter video, this is Mrs. Robin Hood's axe, tomahawk, whatever you want to call it, throwing whatever. And this here, she loves this thing. We use this for sharp shaving down a steak in the shelter video, stuff like that. But believe it or not, this actually went on That little red backpack I was telling you about. We put this on there so we could put it on there. This actually went on that backpack. Believe it or not. It is a kind of a small multi-tool, not a big one. It has 3 different size nut holes right here. 3/8, half, and a 5/8 inch nut hole. I'm going to get a lot of laughs out of that, but you know what? That's what it's for. For the little bolts, nuts and bolts. It does come with paracord. I think it says 50 feet. I think either 25 or 50 feet of paracord. So can't go wrong with that. Again, Walmart right there. It was a good cheap buy. Worth it in the end. This not so much. I like it because of what's on it. It's got a little biohazard symbol right here, and it's got a bunch of skulls on it. You'll figure that out eventually. That knives like this I love. But it's a pocket knife. Again, got a clip, belt clip. Put it on your belt. However you want to do it. We do have this little guy. I put this on. If you watched the shelter video, I put this on. Makes it easier. And you put it on your wrist. Bring it up real easy. And if you open it up and you don't need it at that time, or you used it and you want to keep it open, don't sit down or anything like that until you actually do close it. But if it's open, you can work with what you're working with. Hold the rope or your string or whatever, grab your knife, cut. Fold, let it dangle, keep on working however you're going to work. You can also put this on your belt loop, for instance. I've used it plenty of times on my belt loop. Say this is my belt loop right here, bam, and it slides right in my pocket, right on the belt loop, right in my pocket. Not only is it safe in my pocket, but it's attached to my pants. That way, it don't go nowhere. I don't have a fear of losing it, because it's also been not only a knot, but it's been seared right here and squished to where it's flat. Okay, these two are great options for something small, compact. Again, the choice is up to you as the individual. Something like this, if you watch the first episode, the very first episode of the survival part, this was in it. This is my go-to right here. I use this thing quite a few times, as you can tell. I've dug in the dirt with it. I've used it for chopping, just to see what it can do. And I'll show you guys all that when it stops raining. Right now it's raining outside, so that's why I'm doing this in here instead of outside stuff. It's got a sharpener, and it does have, got a little bug on it. Sorry guys about that. It does have a, I'm trying to think of it. Can't think of it. Squish the bug. That's the only thing bad about being in the country. Out here, you get a lot of little critters running around in here. Squish them pretty good. A ferro rod. That's what I was trying to think of. A ferro rod. Okay. So, I mean, you can get ferro rods individually if you want to. You don't have to, buy a, $80 knife. You don't. You do not have to. You can, buy just a regular old, pocket knife. Does the same concept, guys, by the way. Regular old pocket knife. Buy your ferro rods separately. Have them at Walmart. Not too sure about Dollar Tree, if Dollar Tree's got one, so I'd be careful where you get them to. The cheaper they are, the cheaply made they are. Okay, again, I showed you guys ponchos, 10 cents at the time, Walmart. So, you know, you can imagine 10 cent ponchos, we got a bunch. You can get 10 ponchos for $1. So, at that time, I'm not going to say they have them now, but they probably don't. Okay, guys. Now, we're going to move from knives and being able to cut things, chop things, skinning, you know, perfect hunting knife. You know, you got your a great hunting knife or whatever. Bam, do that. Do that hunting knife. It's better for you. Don't go out buy you a, you know, $50, $60 knife. Go if you do have no other choice but to buy one, go to Walmart. At least with Walmart, it'll be, you know, decent. I'm not saying a whole awesomeness, but it'll be at least decent. I do have hunting knives myself, but when I bought this, I was able to use this for many different things. This one right here, I was able to use this for many different things. Okay. Moving on to being able to cut wood. This is all gear that you can either put in your backpack or somewhere close by. If you don't know what this is a finger saw. A lot of people put these things in little Altoid survival kits and stuff like that, which is fine and dandy. You know, you can also put it in your backpack. It does make it a little bit easier. I mean, you can't go after, you know, big monstrous trees. You know, you can only, you know, for something like this, I'd go after small trees. You know, ones that are at least 3 or 4 inches in diameter, small ones. So that there, you can cut up with that. You can also use this when you get it cut to length, however, you know, length that you got. You can actually chop it with this. You take this, put it on the end, knock it in the wood a little bit so it'll start, and then tack it to the other end and keep knocking until it goes all the way down. It splits it. Okay. You can use that. You can also use this hatchet right here to cut wood with, to chop it in half, stuff like that. Okay. Biggest thing is keeping warm, doing whatever you can in all ways possible to get your wood. Now when it comes to being able to like dig shelters, you know, dig holes and stuff like that, a lot of people will use their knife. I went out on a limb and I went ahead and bought me a survival shovel for a few reasons. One, it's compact. You just twist this open, pull it. You can either put it like this, and it becomes a small, tiny little, like, hoe, I guess you can say. Not for gardening, but make it where you dig the hole easy. Or you can I have to pull that up a little bit. I wasn't expecting it to be that hard to get out. Oh, there we go. And turns it right into a shovel. Turns it back into, you know, turns it straight into a shovel. You know, you can do a quick dig. You know, however you can do it. Okay. And then once you're done, take it all the way down. Because the way you're folding is going to be a big fold. Okay. Compact. Now they do make some that's got. There we go. They do got some that does come with a like a little carrying case, stuff like that. I don't care for a carrying case because I'm going to be using it a lot, so it doesn't matter to me. As you can tell, I have used this thing quite a bit before, whether it be digging small little holes or however I can get it. Now the next thing, that little Zippo thing I was telling you about, guys. Okay, these are again some fire starter options here. Okay, this is all stuff that you could put in your backpack, guys. All this stuff. This here actually came from get those out. Those are completely different right there, buddy. Okay, this stuff actually came from if you have a wood stove, you'll know what I'm talking about. Those little fire starting logs. That's where this came from. Again, options. Gotta give yourself options, okay? This is one thing. This is completely different, but it is a viable option, okay? If you don't know straight off hand what it is, I will tell you straight up. But I know a lot of you are going to guess it right off hand. It's gum wrapper, okay? You cut, might as well say kind of like two triangles, okay? But they're attached together very thinly right here, if I was to do it. Unfortunately, this is my only gum wrapper that I've got, and I'm trying to keep it that way for right now. Hopefully I won't have to use it ever. But you cut it real thin here, and you come out, okay? You could find a battery that is partially got juice in it. You know, if I could take one of these batteries in here, one of these guys right here, fellas, one of these little fellas right here, and turn that thing into a light source, a lightable source for a fire. Same thing with this. This turns this into a light source, okay? I keep it in this because it keeps it dry, and these are, you know, sealable. They're waterproof. You drop them in the water and they're fine. You know what I mean? Of course, that Zippo I was telling you guys about, okay? It's a waterproof container. If you haven't figured it out yet, waterproof is the best thing. You get these at Walmart. They're about $5. Last time I checked. Okay. Everybody wanting to know what that is? That's exactly what that is. Creates sparks. It's not an actual lighter, just creates sparks. Okay. Comes with these little guys, little tinder pieces. Okay. A lot of these things that are made like this are made for lighting wet. That's the best part. They light wet. Supposed to. Been a while though. But that's what that Zippo thing is that you saw before. In the big, oh, well, not the big, but the little box, the little see-through box. That's what this is. It's a fire starter in a nutshell. Now people don't know it very well, and I keep trying to emphasize you can get enough of them, you got it made. Alcohol swabs, guys. Something simple. It's compact. If you get a bunch of them, just fold them. Compact, real compact. You can use these underneath this to get it started. These are flammable. They're 70% alcohol. They're very flammable. So it's another good option. You get yourself some good little tinder built up. Take an alcohol pad, slide it underneath there. Slide it underneath to where you can at least light that pad itself. Guys, come on. You sit there with your ferro rod, magnesium rod, or whatever you want to call it. Keep striking it. If you got this, do the same thing. Put your little put your alcohol swab. Put one of them little tender guys. Let me show you real quick. On top of the alcohol swab. Okay. take your little lighter and light the alcohol pad if you can. It is highly flammable stuff. Okay? You know, other than, you know, having, you know, something quicker like a lighter or something like that, which I do have. I have matches, lighters, and stuff like that. Different lightables. These are all different lightable stuff. Of course, fire starter, Instafire fire starter. You pour some out in a pile, light it. You can do up to 4 fires with it. It depends on how big you want to go, you know, with your initial fire. You know what I mean? It is made here in the U.S. It's military grade, so it's awesome stuff to have. You can actually break this down right here. If you wanted to, you can break this down into little pill bottles. I mean, granted, this here, you know, you can use it as a campfire. You can use it in your fireplace, your cooking, charcoal, emergency situations, stuff like that. The pouch itself is waterproof. So if you didn't want this whole pouch, though, your option would be to put it in something waterproof, something small waterproof. That way you can take this out your backpack, have something smaller. Okay. Now, I know you guys are, when you saw me put this on the table, you're wondering, well, what's that? You know, this is actually bamboo leaves. This right here is also another option for fire. And whenever it stops raining outside, I will demonstrate this. I will demonstrate all these little fire starter guys, okay? Every one of them. Different ways, okay? It'll be one of those light the fire, let you see that it does work, that it will work, and then put it out so I can move to the next one, okay? But this is bamboo leaves. You get them, you dry them out real good. If you have a little bamboo place, or you know, somewhere where it's got a bunch of bamboo trees that are dying off and stuff like that, go ahead and grab you a couple. Make sure the store owner knows that you're grabbing them. Say, hey, this is, I'm grabbing a couple of dead bamboo trees if you don't mind. Grab you some bamboo trees, let them die, let them dry out. Put them in a little baggie. That's all you gotta do. It's real simple stuff, guys. But perfect little fire starters. They're compact. Put them in a pocket. You put this right here in your pants pockets, guys. Pants pockets. Okay, real small stuff. Okay, again, you've seen some gear, some suggested gear, I should say. Not all gears. I'm not going to say you need this gear. You need this in your backpack, or you need this somewhere. I hate when people say you should have something, but what they're neglecting to tell you is they've got $300-400 to spend. Okay, that's not what this is about. This is about budget shopping on a budget, because we know what it's like to be on a budget, guys, to have to try to figure out what to get. Well, that's what this is about. The first video was a budget buy on the survival. It was from Dollar Tree, guys. Dollar Tree. I got a lot of stuff for about $30. Okay, not bad. Some 29 and some change. Okay, I did get this tarp. Like I said, it's not a real big tarp, so it's not enough for 2 people. So if you're doing something like that, I'd buy 2 of them. That way, you can do a good sized lean-to or a good sized A-frame. Okay, guys. But my suggestion is, if you're doing a lean-to, try to overlap them, because you don't want them to butt up. If you butt them up, they're going to tend to separate and allow wet. If it's raining, allow the rain to come in, or allow weather to come in, period. So if you do that, try to put an emergency blanket underneath. That way, no rain gets on you, but you can do a good sized lean-to. Okay, guys? Now, moving on, I'm going to go over just a few things with you guys. Alright, you don't necessarily have to spend, when you go to the gun section of Walmart, you don't necessarily have to spend, $40, $50 on a knife. Okay? Harbor Freight, if you wanted to, has got one of them little survival knives. If you're just using it for cutting rope and stuff like that, they've got them for about $10. Okay? It's anywhere between $8 to $10. Okay? Harbor Freight is that silver one. If you saw the first video on the gear, some gear that you can do on a budget buy, I didn't buy that on the budget, but I put it in there for options on a budget buy if you were to do a budget buy. A lot of the backpacks that you've seen, the red one and the red camouflage, the red and black camouflage one, those are great for a small budget buy. You don't necessarily have to have those backpacks. You can buy a run-of-the-mill backpack if you wanted to. It's not going to have as many pockets. It's not going to have as much space. But you can get a little bit of gear if you're doing a solo bug out, solo track, stuff like that. But if you've got, like me and Mrs. Robin Hood, we need a backpack for a lot of stuff. Okay, and a good thing is on the road, probably I will show you, because a lot of people are like, well, you throw your clothes in a backpack, they don't worry about a way to be able to get them compacted down, saving space. That's the main thing, space. Yeah, it looks like a lot, but it's not. Okay, the way I'm going to show you guys on another video is an easier way to get a change of clothes in your backpack. Okay. Another good thing to have is your three main things in a backpack to start you out with. Okay. For one, it's because it's a together category, food and water. However you can. Like I said, the budget buy first video was hitting all the main places: food, water, shelter, and fire. Different ways. Okay. I went over on this video. Went over a few ways to light it. It's up to you as a person and as an individual how you want to do it. Do it a lighter, match, ferro rod, however. But the main thing is getting your fire to where if you know you're alone, it's okay. You can give yourself a good little fire to keep warm. If you know you're not, find a way to shield the fire. Keep the embers low and keep the flames low. Okay. Build, if you can, throughout the night. Find your rocks to build up around your fire. It's not bad. It's not hard. And another big thing is don't get gear like something like this that you need to put on your belt. Okay, that's my suggestion. It's up to you as an individual. You can, but something like this, we would put on a backpack. We would hang it on the backpack. Not because it's a hatchet, but because there's options to do it. We put this on here just for that. Okay? It's an S-Beaner from Night Eyes. Okay? And if you're wondering what, it's not the night, like nighttime and not eyes, okay? It's Niteize, okay? I'll put it in, how to spell it in the description below. But guys, best thing to do is figure out what you want as an individual in your backpack as well as on your backpack. Figure out how many people you're trekking with, how many people are traveling with you. If there's 2 of you, my suggestion is get at least a medium-sized mountain backpack, hiking backpack, in other words. That way you can get at least enough food and water for the both of you. Be able to do a small little shelter, like on my blue 65 Monster backpack. I keep the tarp on there all the time. There's no way around it. I keep that tarp on there just for that reason. Be able to keep a supply of string, rope, paracord, however you tie up your shelters and stuff like that. Actually, on that backpack, you're actually able. You can, if you wanted to, you can put you a little hatchet on there. Not this particular one, but you can find a hatchet that's got a sheath to it in the camping section of Walmart. And the sheath, it's either going to have a belt loop or some type of loop on it, maybe, that you can put a little S-beaner, D-ring, something like that on there to attach it to your backpack. You don't necessarily have to have what I have. Okay, these are just suggestions and ideas. Okay, I'm not going to say you should have this. Well, should is not an option for some people. It's not. It's more of the budget end. Okay, I'm not going to say that. Budget is a key thing. It's a big thing that people don't understand. Okay, now I'm going to close with this on this video, guys. Don't take what I say to heart, just take it as a thought, okay? It's not about who's got the bigger blade, who's got the bigger shelter. It's not about that, okay, guys? It's about you surviving, you as an individual surviving, okay? You're going to need that tarp. You're going to need that rope, that string, that paracord. You're going to need that stuff. That stuff is essential in building an emergency shelter, okay, guys? Find a way. Like I said, options. Keep your options open. You can get you a good sized tarp from Harbor Freight, the cheap one. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at Lowe's. It just depends on where you feel like shopping on your budget. Okay, guys? But find you a good tarp. Find you whether it be, again, paracord, hemp twine, poly braided, any of those types of ropes. Find you a good rope to have to put up your tarp with, a good fire starter, a good blade or hatchet. But the main thing is keep some way to keep a weapon on you as a person, on your persons, not on your backpack or anything like that, but on your persons. Like I said, this is my go-to right here. This is what I use. This is what I would use on my hip, on my waist. I'd put this on my belt, and this would be mine. Something I can get to quick, easy. It's got sharpener. It's got a ferro rod in it. Boom, there. I can light fires, bust wood up, and I keep it sharp. Again, options, guys. Options. Keep your options open. Don't necessarily have to be this knife there. They've got, knives, different knives at Walmart. So, keep your options open, guys. On the note of your backpacks, suggestion, find a way to get yourself some clothes. Again, those of you who take stuff, take ideas from my videos and from Mrs. Robin Hood's videos and stuff like that, guys. Find a way to get yourself change of clothes on both ends, whether it be summer or winter, depending on where you live. If you live in the more northern areas, it'll be more winter clothes than it will be summer. I understand you get some summer up there, stuff like that, guys, but you know, it's not like it is down south where you get a mixture, or if you know, it's all the time hot or something. Like where me and Mrs. Robin Hood live, we have our weather changes like that real quick, guys. So from one day it might be shorts to the next day it might be pants. Or as you can tell right now, I'm wearing a jacket inside because it's chilly. It's just that cold. Other than that, guys, you know, find a way to get yourself food, water, some type of shelter, change of clothes, way to start fires, way to keep light if you're stuck in a building or something like that, a way to be able to keep light. Definitely have stuff for winter, summer. Give yourself enough room in your backpack to carry, but don't go to the point, a backpack that you're comfortable with. Again, these three options right here that I showed you were options. It's all they are. There are bigger backpacks. There are a lot more fancier backpacks. These are just the cheap versions on a budget backpack. Okay, the blue one was, I think, if I can remember correctly, it was about 45 bucks. Yeah, it was up there, but it was worth it. The red one was a combo pack. That was about 30 bucks. The camouflage one was only about 25. Again, budget, budget, budget. Okay, this is what these are all about. These are all about budget. This right here, this little hatchet guy. This little hatchet guy was probably, I think, if I remember correctly, it was about $12 for that little guy. Harbor Freight's got these guys. Again, budget time. They got these little guys for about $9-10 bucks or something like that. The magnetic ones, these ones right here, $1. Okay, got a hook and the magnet to it. This big knife, again, Walmart's got cheaper ones. In the camping section, you get a combo, really. In the camping section anymore, you can get a combo packs of knives, different knives. But other than that, guys, again, budget, budget, budget. If you've got a budget of $100, you can get a lot of stuff. Okay, you got a budget of 40 bucks. The first survival video on budget buying on gear, guess what? Almost 30 bucks, and I got quite a bit of stuff. Okay. And on other things, the little shovel, that was about $15, unfortunately. I mean, it was up there, but you can still get some things with that, even with a budget of 40 bucks. I think the lowest budget you'll probably see me use is $20, but that'll be a very rare thing. It'll be more or less 40, 60, 80, and to 100. Because budget buying, sometimes that's all you'll have is $100 bucks. And you might see me do a $200 budget buy, but I doubt it, because not everybody's got $200 bucks to spend on gear on a budget buy, unless they're putting $100 bucks from one paycheck and then putting another $100 bucks from another paycheck towards buying on budget. This is more or less for, you know, if you get, you know, you've got your pay, you get your paycheck, whether it be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, you will see the budget buy for those. That's pretty much what it's going off of, is weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly budgets. Okay, guys. Again, hit that like, subscribe, and notifications button. Again, I'll put how to spell Night Eyes in the description below, guys. And the places that you can do a good budget buy from that can give you a decent amount of stuff. You guys can find it at Walmart, Harbor Freight, Dollar Tree, probably Dollar General as well. Family Dollar, you can probably get some good stuff from. If your budget's about $500, you can go to Lowe's probably. If you got that much of a budget buy, then you're not budget buying at all. That's just buying stuff, buying gear straight out. This is about budget buying, guys. What you can get on a limited amount of money. Now, if you want to show, if you want me to show you how to do a budget buy, we do have a tip jar on the channel. You can throw, how much you want in there on the tip jar. I will take that and do a budget buy and show you how to do it. Okay. I'm not saying do it right away, but I mean, we're trying to get you guys information the best we can. We ourselves are on a monthly budget. We don't get paid but monthly, so we'd be lucky to get a budget buy in here and there after bills and stuff like that, guys. I'm not begging for it or anything like that, but guys, if you want us to really show you, throw some money in on it and we will take that. You can even, I think there's a spot for a note that says, if you say you throw $40 on the tip jar, you put a note down there, I do believe, and say Dollar General or Family Dollar or something like that, and you tell us which budget buy, whether it be on the gear side or on the prep side. It's up to you. I'm leaving that option open there for you guys, but please, by all means, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notifications button, go ahead and share with your family and friends, and again, budget, okay? Other than that, guys, we'll definitely see you on the next one. This is Mr. and Mrs. Robin Hood, and until we strike again, we will see you.